Welcome to the Heart of a Viking. These art lessons are taught by Mrs. Minto from the Cape Henlopen School District in Delaware. I hope you have fun, create imaginative works of art, and make sure you share them with someone because, after all, the visual arts are meant to be seen. Alrighty, my third grade artists, we're about to begin a project where pumpkins are the subject and Yayoi Kusama is the inspiration. Her works of art are the inspiration for our project today, and she has such an interesting story about her life and her artwork. Linked in the description of this project and on your Clever, I have a link to a story that's about her life. So I hope that you listen to that story before starting our project today because it really helps you understand why we're doing what we're doing and why she did what she does. So I hope you watch that first and then come on back here and let's begin our project straight away. Alright, so hopefully one of the things that you picked up on Yayoi's artwork is that she often drew either from observation or from a memory of something that she had observed in the past. So that's what we're going to do today. So I have a pumpkin here, and if you have a pumpkin around your house, or if you want to look at this one with me, that's perfect. But I'm going to observe a couple of things about the pumpkin shape, the shape of the stem, and all of the lines that make the bumps around the edges. So each one of them is unique and different, and we just need to observe the one that we're actually drawing. So the pumpkin that I'm drawing is mostly oval shaped. The ridges seem like they start at the top of the stem and then head down to the bottom, and my stem is a little bit curved. Alright, so now set that pumpkin aside somewhere where you can see it while you're drawing, and we're going to start drawing pretty big, like larger than your hand, almost as big as the paper big. And I'm drawing the shape of the pumpkin first. So mine was an oval shape, so I'm drawing a very large pumpkin. Notice my style of drawing is in a sketchy way, which means it looks very light, which makes it a lot easier to erase if I do need to erase something. And then once I have my shape of my pumpkin set, I'm going to go ahead and add in the stem. Notice where I put the stem. It is not growing from the tippy top of my oval. It's actually down a little bit, growing from sort of the top center of my pumpkin. Okay, so now I'm going to draw those lines that make up the ridges, the bumps that go around the side. Those lines are not straight. I observe that they are a little rounded. See how that one's rounded like a letter C? Because it mimics the roundedness of the oval. And the other side is the same but opposite, and it mimics the opposite side of the pumpkin. Now I just need a few more. The next one also starts at the stem, but it ends closer to the bottom left side of my pumpkin. Notice that the space at the top is smaller and it's wider at the bottom. From this point forward, we're going to aim for that. So again, move up just a little bit on your stem and we'll curve around and go to the side this time. Alright, and it looks like we have one more line at the top and then we're going to stop and repeat all those lines on the other side. Alright, so now let's observe the pumpkin again. Along the bottom where the lines end, it's actually sort of bumpy. So I'm going to change my pumpkin from being smooth across the bottom to being bumpy too, by putting these little bumpy lines between my original lines that I made. Here I go. Bumpy number 1 and 2, and just continue all the way around. Some of them are pretty long, so you really have to go far, but they each need to be a little bumpy. Okay, so now let's grab our permanent marker and let's trace every line that we've made so far. And then grab your eraser and clean it up. I'm just erasing all the pencil lines that didn't get traced over. So now, using our permanent marker again, we're going to borrow Yayoi's idea of putting dots on our pumpkins. But I'm going to try and come up with a unique pattern that's good for me. Oh, my Sharpie was running out of ink. Let's find a better one. Okay, there we go. So now I'm going to make a pattern that's unique to me. If I'm really stuck on patterns, I can borrow one from Yayoi Kusama's artwork, but I really want to try and create my own. And then simply repeat your pattern in each one of the pumpkin spaces that you created with your lines. Now we're going to come up with a different kind of pattern that we'll put in the space behind the pumpkin. You can use dots again, the artist often did. However, I'm going to pick a line pattern instead. I'm making vertical lines, that means they travel up and down on my paper. However, I'm making a broken vertical line, and that means that there are little spaces in between, like somebody picked up all my lines, cracked them into little pieces, and then laid them back down. So HOB artists, this project is one that we're going to continue next week. So when you finish today, find a safe spot to store this, and next Monday around the same time, I want you to log back on to the Heart of a Viking, and I'd like for you to continue this project with me next week. All right, I'll see you then back here at the Heart of a Viking.